Have you ever wondered how much money your favorite YouTubers make? A lot of people think it's just based off how many views the video gets, but contrary to popular belief, that's not really how it works. I want to give you a little bit of insight on how much and how I make my money as a 16-year-old YouTuber still in high school, and also give you some tips on how you can make money as well. So let's dive in. To kick this video off, I want to start by talking about how I actually make my money. It's like weirdly complicated, but also easy at the same time, so I'll try the best I can to explain it. So first, we're just going to navigate over to my channel. As we can see, we are on the 50s page, and we're going to go ahead and click on manage the videos. So the main topic of discussion here is going to be how I actually am monetized and like what that really involves. So as we can go ahead and see here on the main page, we have literally like everything monetized here except for like some ineligible things because I might have used a copyright song. So the misconception with how YouTubers make money is that people just think that views translate to money, and that's almost true, but not really. It's actually ad views which translate to money. To put that into more perspective, I'll go ahead and click on a video like this one, and what's actually going to be happening here is I go to the monetization, and this is what we're going to be looking for. So we're going to be looking for the location of the video ads, as we can see on the bottom, and as you can see it says before video, pre-roll, mid-roll, and of course post-roll. These are going to be all the times that the ads are popping up when you're watching a video. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is hop on just another random account, and I'm going to click on one of the videos on my page. Let's just do this one, and as we can see the ad is actually playing, and that's what's really going to be making me money. So there's also different kinds of ads. If we go back to the monetization tab, we're going to go ahead and see that there's display ads, which are guaranteed, and these are going to be the ads that you see up here in the top right corner. And then there's a skippable and non-skippable. Right now we are on a skippable one because after 5 seconds we'll be able to just say, okay, don't want to see that, and then we'll get straight into the video. What I'm trying to say, but in simpler terms, is that you don't actually make the money based off of the view of the video, but you do it based off the view of the ad. So technically you could have 3 ad views based off of 1 video view from 1 person. And this is what makes viewer engagement so important. That's probably the most important thing about making videos as a YouTuber is the viewer engagement on the video. So I'm going to go ahead and prove this by going to my most viral video. It's just a little bit shy of 600,000 views right now. If we navigate over to the monetization tab, we're going to go ahead and see all the ads we had enabled on pretty much all of our videos as well. But when we actually go to the analytics, we're going to peek on the engagement thing, and we have 3 minutes and 44 seconds of average view time. So this is really good, at least for me. It could be a lot better for other YouTubers depending on what kind of content they're making. But basically, because I have a video ad placed on the beginning, middle, and end, I want the person to ideally watch all 3 of those ads. So I want them to stay engaged in the video. And this is why you shouldn't be making like 35-minute long videos that are like just super boring, because no one's going to watch the entire thing. That's why I try to keep my videos short and concise so people can try and stay engaged and watch the thing all the way to the end. So again, I want to prove how this is going to work, and I'm going to be using this video to prove that. So as we can see, in like the first couple of days or so, I had a really high click-through rate. I had 10% on like the first 3 days, and then kind of 8-ish on after about a week. As you can see, of course, that click-through rate definitely did fall off, and it was kind of consistently 6 to 5 for, 300 days. But because of the initial viewers who clicked on it, and it had that high click-through rate initially, those 10,000 people or so who really engaged in the video and watched it long way through, it helped push that to more people, and people just kept watching it pretty much full length through. Some people watched it, a minute, others watched the entire thing, and that's how the average is coming out. It's just the mean of the viewers. And this is not a flex, I just want to show you in perspective. This made me about $2,500, and that was just based off of course, the ad views. So that's why I emphasize the importance of actual viewer engagement. If you can keep the viewer engaged watching the entire video, they're going to watch the ads, which is going to be giving you money. So any of you who watch my ads and like are clicking them and not getting off of the video before they're done are making me money. So thank you. So that's really like the first key step to having a consistent income and having a good income as a YouTuber, is just being sure to keep your viewers engaged as long as possible, getting them to watch all of your ads. You can actually customly place where you want the ads to go, but I like to just let the YouTube do it by themselves because they do a pretty good job. As we can see, they're here, and here, and you can literally add like 50 more if you wanted, but no one's gonna keep watching your video because they don't want to see ads all the time. So me personally, I never actually mess with that setting, and I'll just let YouTube do it themselves, and it turns out pretty good. But the next point I really want to emphasize is the actual thumbnail, which is the click-through rate, which I mentioned earlier, but I didn't really go into good detail about. And this is just going to be how many people click on the video when it pops up here. Ideally, what you want to be is the person who, when their video pops up on the feed, it gets clicked on. So obviously Webby does a very good job of this because his videos have a lot of views very quickly. And of course Mr. Beast is a great example as well, where his thumbnails are really cool and his titles are engaging, so people are gonna be like, okay, boom, I want to see it. And then that puts the emphasis on a very good title and a very good thumbnail. A lot of people don't really put a lot of effort into it. It's one of the main things people are looking for when clicking on the video, because if you want to have people watch the video, stay engaged, you want to get them with a good title and a good thumbnail for them to actually click on it initially, because they're not going to be watching your video if they don't even click on it. So I'm going to be using my Temu setup video as an example. We're going to go ahead and go to the reach tab, and we're going to see it's been about 88,000 impressions, and only a 5.6% average click-through rate, and this is not good. You want it to be really 8 or higher, but when you go into further detail, you're going to see initially it was 4.2, it was very slow, but then it just shot up to like 11. So this is really good because ideally you want that to happen in the beginning, but as we can see, it's finally getting to its target audience and people are clicking on it. And as we can see by going into the engagement tab, people are watching a lot of the video, so that's very, very good. And this is kind of one of those key things you're looking for when making a viral video, is if you can see that people are clicking on it a lot and watching a lot of it, you're going to be making some cash. That's the second step to being successful on YouTube when you're monetized, is having really, really good titles and really, really good thumbnails, so people are actually clicking on it and then giving you those good, beautiful, gorgeous ad views. Another way you can make money as a YouTuber is by getting super chats or by people subscribing to your membership. Of course, people who did like drawing stuff could get like custom photos or something. You could come up with a lot of ideas. Also, yeah, real quick, look how cool my webcam is. Position 3. Also, the final tip I'm going to give you guys is quite literally, be consistent. It sounds very hypocritical coming from me, but I make some dumb mistakes here and there, and I really want to emphasize being consistent. You will get better at making videos and you will get a consistent fan base. It sounds so cliche to say this, but like, my tips to being a good YouTuber is to literally have good thumbnails, have good titles, be consistent, and be engaging. And literally everyone says it, but I don't know, it's true. It's like practice. It's a rinse and repeat. You get better at editing, you get better at making thumbnails, the videos become more engaging over time, and you start seeing results. It's so simple. It's one of those things where it's easy to say, but it's really hard to execute. So I do understand how that sounds kind of dumb coming from me, who's been successful-ish doing it. So now that you guys know that, I know that you're also curious about my lifetime earnings, my monthly earnings. So I'm gonna give in this one time. Okay, keep in mind I'm still in high school doing this, so it might not be as much. It might be more. It might not be as much as you're expecting. But we're gonna go ahead and go here, and this is gonna be in the last 28 days. I normally make about $400 to $500 on a month. My best month ever, I believe, was like 790-ish, and that's just because I haven't been consistent with posting. So just don't be like me, guys. Actually be consistent. So we're gonna go ahead and go over here on lifetime, and here we go. Boom. I've made about just over $4,000 in my entire YouTube career. Obviously, it's a pretty good number. Keep in mind, 1.6 million views, all that. I don't know. Let me know if you guys were expecting that, if you were expecting more, expecting less. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've made so far. A statistic that I always like to show is the amount of impressions I have. So this is across all of my videos ever. 13.5 million impressions, which is really, really cool to think about, because this means that my videos have been shown to 13.5 million people on their homepage. And only 1.2 million have clicked on it, but hey, that's okay. That's okay. It's just kind of crazy to think about that it's been shown to that many people. And of course, I wouldn't have been able to do this without your guys' support. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you. So if you guys appreciate my tips on how I make money and how to be successful as a YouTuber, be sure to drop a like, maybe drop a sub if you like my other content. If you're watching this far, I love you so much. I appreciate you for going all the way to the end. And you know what? I say, if you're watching this far, let's comment goosebumps. Let's confuse everybody else in the comments. I'm going to be posting way more than I normally do in the month of November and December, so just stay tuned for a lot more uploads, because I'm going to be hitting them out crazy like crank. And yeah, that's really all I wanted to tell you guys, so I guess I'll see you in the next one. Peace.